Hi HCGers, it's me Cheryl, HCG Berry Babe, and I'm checking in today. My title is Down 4.7 pounds after unauthorized load, and that's what I'm calling the 2-day cheat that I had after my eye surgery. I want to give you a little bit of history. In early November, I reached 160.8, which was truly virgin fat. And I went down, I live in Michigan, went down to Asheville, North Carolina for a writing seminar. And by 11/17, I was back up to 183 pounds. So when I say, when I rebound, oh yeah. 160.8 was on drops, and it was where I wanted to be, but I didn't come off like you're supposed to. You stop the drops and then you do 3 days of protocol eating. Didn't do the low carb. I went south. And I love hush puppies. Oh God, I love hush puppies. And I have, just like I used to chart where the Dairy Queens were, I now know between where I live all the way down to where I get off in Asheville and then across where all the hush puppy places are. Also where the ham and biscuit place is, where there are two. Florence, Kentucky is where that stuff starts to happen. Here is some frustrating statistics. This is my 52nd day on drops. I started up again right after Christmas. I was 187.7. This morning I was 173.6, so that's 14 pounds. And so 14 pounds in 52 days, not real impressive. So my history has been lose a few, gain a few. I stay well on my modified protocol for a few days. I come down a little bit. I think I get cocky, or I get scared, or I get bored and cheat just enough. And then it's like, what the heck? And up I go. So I have tried to motivate myself, and I showed my chart a little bit. Here is the prior one, and you'll see lots and lots of dots. And the reason for that is because I got tired of making charts. So I decided to use the same chart again. So you can see I start way up and I come down, and then the second round I went way up. Okay, started to come back down, and the purple dots were the third one, and I said, the hell with it, I'm going to make a new chart. Well, and that's what I showed you in my last vlog, that I came down, and boop, up. I have 30 pounds to go to my lowest ever in my life goal, and it's 10 pounds below, 12 pounds below the 160. I want to get to 148, so I can say I'm 148 and feeling great. But also so that 151 is my danger point. I want the 150. I used to have, maybe it's still in the basement, one of those scales that you move the weights on. When you hit 150, you have to put another weight on. And so that would be my goal, would be to stay below. Now that we have digital, it's kind of a moot point. So I'm setting a goal for myself. When I showed you my last chart, you'll notice the pink line, and this is a graph I did on the computer. 30 pounds in 30 days. I have 30 pounds to get off. When I was in my 20s, I could do 30 pounds in a month just cutting down and walking a little bit. The older I got, the harder it was. And I've done lots of diets. I've been up, I've been down, I've been way up, I've been way down. Never actually even hovering in the 170s to the low 180s. That's pretty new for me, and it's been about a year and a half that I've been playing around with that. So I really need to break through. So years ago, and I know I say years ago a lot, but I've got lots of years ago behind me, I attended Overeaters Anonymous and became aware of 12-step programming. And when someone is new to recovery, they say do 30 meetings in 30 days. That helps keep you focused and helps keep you on track and accountable. So I'm committing to 30 vlogs in 30 days. And my goal then is to stay on my modified plan and get down to at least the 158, which would make 160 my ceiling. And if things are going well, to move on down to 148. I do drops. When I first started, I did both the I Am Longer Needle in Your Muscle shots and the subcutaneous shots, and I didn't want to have to deal with immunity. So obviously the drops going on my 52nd day, I'm not feeling any of that. I do layer my doses in that as a bottle lasts traditionally 15 days for a 5,000 unit. I do use the RX. And so when I'm getting down to my last half inch, I start a new bottle and then I layer the new bottle, and that's about every 10 days. I layer the new bottle with the old bottle, and I find that even in a brown bottle, using syringes to take the drops out, it still tends to lose some of its kick. And so by layering in that way, it tends to really keep the hunger at bay. I have a picture, and it's a few years old. I'm going to see. One of my school teacher pictures. You can see where the skin has gone. The fat has left and the skin has dropped. What can I say? You get one or the other. This is not my heaviest. This is either 260, between 260 and 280. I kind of ran when I was wearing that shirt. And that's kind of how I tell what year shots were. So there has been progress. I have had bariatric surgery, and I'll talk about that someday. But I do a modified protocol, and so I probably won't talk much about what I do because I don't want to be a bad example. It works for me. I've just been listening to a vlog that Shoreline did a few days ago about Robin's accusing us of using this as a diet, and her posing the question, Shoreline posing the question, are we using it like a diet? And I want to speak to that, but I'll do that in a separate vlog. I got interrupted while I was listening to her, so I want to go back and listen to that again. So for today, I was down 4.7 pounds, and I'm calling it an unauthorized load because, boy, that's really what it felt like, was I was on the drops and I was loading. And so on my graph, I draw a line from day 1 to day 30, and it covers 30 days. So as long as my little dots on the graph stay below the pink line, I know that I'm on track for 30 pounds in 30 days. I've never been able to stay without cheating long enough for it to slow down. I have good losses in the beginning and then I cheat, so I don't really know what the history is. I know that when I was closer to 160, I was having more trouble with hunger. And I know even though I don't appear really skinny, I have a lot of skin, extra skin, and that has weight to it. So I don't even know, I'm 5'8" at 148 and my age, if that's going to be an appropriate weight to choose. So I think I've covered everything I wanted to talk about today. Thank you all for being here and vlogging. You really are making a difference for me. And I'm really optimistic that this time, God willing, I'm going to make it. Bye-bye for now.